So this webinar and the bootcamp is about the Snowflake cloud data platform. Okay. So we might have heard about Amazon Web Services, Google Cloud, or Azure Cloud. They they are nothing but the cloud service providers, which offers the different types of services. But this cloud data platform, with respect to Snowflake, is a pure data warehousing and business intelligence platform. Okay, so we'll be discussing the features and we'll go from there. So here, what we do is that in this cloud environment, we'll do the data analysis, we do the data engineering, along with we do a lot of the ETL and ELT related work for migrating the data from different databases, IoT devices, streaming data, and structured and semi-structured data. All the data gets captured into this Snowflake data warehouse environment, and this data can be used for your reporting and analysis basically. So that's why it is predominantly a data engineering platform where you have all the data coming from all the different types of systems. And what we do is we use all this particular data to store within a cloud-based data warehouse, and we use the data for reports and analysis basically. So that is what is a Snowflake cloud data platform. So I sincerely welcome you all for this webinar and bootcamp. And I appreciate taking time in order to understand what exactly is the content that you are going to cover in this particular 40-day course. So as I told you, right, we explore the world of data engineering and dive into the tools and techniques that power the data-driven decision making. That will power the data decision-driven making. So in this bootcamp, you'll gain the skills and knowledge needed to become the proficient data engineers capable of designing, building, and maintaining the infrastructure that drives data pipelines and data lakes. In the sense, we'll be utilizing this time for the purpose of creating an efficient data pipeline architecture for the purpose of building smart and efficient business intelligence systems. Smart and efficient business intelligence systems. These are all the things that we are going to discuss. So before we go ahead and then start looking into this one, I just want to make some initial remarks. See, when you need to take a decision, the decision cannot be taken in this 1 hour or 40 minutes of time, because you have to have some comfort zone in order to understand what is this course is, what we do in this particular course, as well as what is the skill set that is required to get a job in this particular market. Okay, and if you are really a fresher, or else if you are trying to make a career change, or else if you want to learn this particular technology as a hobby, that decision cannot be taken within 40 to 50 minutes of time. And one more thing is that my objective is also not to make you to rush in order to take a decision, pay the fee to me and to other people, and take the decision tomorrow and then commit yourself to the class. It is not my thing. So my commitment is something like this week you please attend these 5 sessions, Monday to Friday. Okay, try to understand what we are doing and try to get gel with me in terms of my speed, the way I teach the subject. Try to understand the depth, and then let me know more about you, and let me know more about you, and you know more about me, so that we'll try to come up with a common agenda of how exactly we can try to make this particular course to the next level in order to make your future success. That's the reason. What happens is that I'm not in a rush, and I also request you to not be pressurized to make a commitment here. So listen to this particular classes, listen to what this Snowflake is about, listen to what the Snowflakes brings to your plate. When do you think that whether it is something that fits your goals, something of that sort, and accordingly you can take a decision. Okay, and that is my secret mantra, because over the period of time when I teach all these particular boot camps, mind you, this is the sixth boot camp Snowflake that I have been taking from the last 1.5 month. Okay, so that's the reason I just want to make sure that you are committed and I am passionate, so that we'll take the decision and then we'll go from there. Okay, so here the course objective, what we are having is we are going to have an hands-on experience on all the Snowflake features that can help you with respect to the Snowflake implementation. Okay. And another thing is that we're going to see each and every live example of all the features with the Snowflake free trial. The thing is, you can create a Snowflake account for 30 days using your email ID, and then you can explore all those particular features. Theory and practice are going to happen side by side. It is not something like a theoretical class. It is a pakka hands-on class that will make you efficient. While we are doing this particular hands-on, I'll also discuss about the best practices. I'll also discuss about the pros and cons of each and every feature, when to use and when not to use. All those particular things I'll be discussing. And then I assume that no, everyone in this forum doesn't have any background to learn this particular Snowflake. That is the level I'll start off. Okay, so I know many of you are experienced and many of you are looking for a career change, and many of you are coming from MS, trying to be as a freshers to be in the game of this Snowflake. But I'll just make sure that I'll balance everybody to make sure that I assume that there is no prerequisite to learn this particular Snowflake, but it would be nice if you are having something like cloud and data warehousing concepts. That is not a mandatory. For the first set of classes, we are going to discuss these cloud features along with the data warehousing features in depth to make you comfortable before we start the journey in Snowflake. Okay, that is the way we are going to take up this particular course. So in this agenda, we are going to talk about the introduction for this Snowflake, and we talk about the Snowflake ecosystem. Then we talk about benefits of the Snowflake, and then the job opportunities and the roles that you need to play, and how is the job market for this particular Snowflake, and what is the required skills that you need to acquire in order to get into the market. Okay, and how to get started with Snowflake. These are all the things that we are going to discuss. And again, I'm telling you, I'm not in a rush to cover all these contents today. I expect and assume that you will also be joining tomorrow to spend some time with me in order to really understand what this particular Snowflake is going to be, in order to make up those particular decisions. Okay. So how about me? I am a data scientist, come data architect, working in Florida from the last 13, 14 years. But in the data warehousing space, I'm there from the last about 2 decades, currently working as a solution architect. Okay, I offer the boot camps for data engineering, data science, machine learning, and artificial intelligence boot camps. Okay, Snowflake, this is my sixth boot camp from the last 2 months. Sixth boot camp from the last 2 months. Okay, so I focus solely on data. Whatever data you give me, I focus on analyzing the data, visualizing large data sets using dashboards like Tableau and Power BI, and I build ETLs, pipelines for terabytes of data, understand the irregular patterns what you're having over there, and then preparing the key metrics to guide that particular product. I generally do this one. And one more thing is that here, when you see here, there are two companies who I have partnered with. Along with, I have my own references also as well. So that's the reason I generally do all these global boot camps, especially on Databricks, Snowflake, AWS, and Azure and GCP. Okay. The only thing is that I would like to, and I am building careers for a lot of people, quality services, and passionate about troubleshooting the technical issues and sharing my knowledge with others. Basically, that's how I do. So My passion in technology is only with respect to the data. Anything that we can do with respect to the data, I'm passionate enough to learn those skills, share the skills with others, making their lives and my lives better in order to make up a good community network, basically. Okay, that's what I generally deal with. So you may be understanding why do we need these boot camps. I kindly request you to understand this is not an online training program. Okay, this boot camp is having a specific sharp focus. That sharp focus is I want you to make these career ready skills in relatively short amount of time. In a gap of 35 to 40 days, I just want to make sure that this intensive training program will provide you all the relevant data engineering skills and make you the seasoned professionals in the new area of specialization. That's why it is not a laborious long program that we do, but what we do is that we'll just ensure that this boot camp is basically targeted to within a short span of time, like a scrum model. We'd like to have these particular skills, make sure that you get your things ready and then go into the market. So that is how we are going to deal with respect to this boot camp here. Okay. No, see here, these are all the buzzwords that will be listening in the next 45 days. Okay, so don't worry about what are all these things, but many of the things you might be knowing. You know about the data, the storage, the compute, the networking, the memory, the cloud infrastructure, database, data warehouse, shared data architecture, and then massive parallel processing. These are all the things that we generally talk in this 45 days of program. Okay, because we deal with the data, that's the reason we need to have the option of getting the data from the databases, putting them into a data warehouse, do all the conversions that is really required in the form of transformations, and then do the reports and analysis. These are all the things that we deal with. And basically, this is not on premise, but this is something that is happening within the cloud. These are all the buzzwords that you'll be listening here. And somebody asks you what exactly is a Snowflake. I'm just trying to make sure that you get what is Snowflake. See here, Snowflake is a super advanced and efficient storage system. It is basically a storage for large amounts of data, petabytes and hexabytes of data. Imagine it is a gigantic high-tech warehouse where the company stores all its data, such as customer information repository. So basically, in a nutshell, Snowflake is a data warehouse. Where it is? It is in the cloud. And it is not a regular warehouse, it is a magical warehouse. We'll be seeing all the features, why this is treated as a magical warehouse. Then the next thing is that I have told you, it is in the cloud. It is not in your office or else it is not in your data center, but anything that we talk here is something that is supposed to exist within the cloud. So that means that you can access your data from anywhere having an internet connection, and you don't have to worry about running out of space or buying more servers, basically. Okay. And next thing is that it is super fast. Just like this, you can have the option of putting your data and then running the reports and analysis, basically. That's the reason it is super fast. And other things, told you, right? It can handle tons and tons of data, petabytes and hexabytes of data it can store. Okay. And the thing what we can say here is it is super smart. I have told you, right? Two things you need to understand. It is super fast, along with it is super smart, and it is a magical data warehouse. It is not a regular data warehouse. What you see in your portfolios, it is a magical data warehouse. And the next thing is it is secure, because we need to keep our data secure, right? Every day we'll be seeing a lot of complaints that your accounts are being hacked, your data is being stolen, or your information is being hacked. Somebody has created a fake account in the name of you and then asking for money. These are all the things that you talk about. Okay, that means that we are living in an unsecured universe with dummy protocols in order to make the data secure. But Snowflake, they say that it is secure, which is a data safe, and then it has the guards and alarms in your regular data warehouse. Your data is protected from bad guys. Okay, so that means that one thing that I want you to understand is Snowflake is a data repository existing in the cloud with magical features, which is super fast, along which is super smart, and which is also secure, but it can have the option of storing tons and tons of data. Tons and tons of data. This is what is your Snowflake. But one thing is that if you want to appreciate Snowflake, you need to understand why this Snowflake has come into the IT industry right now. Okay, so that means that let us go into the past and then see what is your traditional data ecosystem. What is your traditional data ecosystem? You can see here, right? Every business is a data business. See, if you're driving a car, the car is recording your driving habits. If you are in a farm, you are storing the temperature and all the farm agricultural feedback you are storing. Here you are using these IoT devices. Okay, these are all the places, even in the health sector also as well, your health metrics are being monitored. So that means that what we can say here, around the globe, whenever you run any business, that business is a data business. And then that business has the master, we need to master the value of data. We can't say something like, hey, this data is not useful to us. This data, let us ignore the data. We can't say like that. Every data has a value, and then we need to master the value of the data. For mastering the value of the data, we are here to make you the efficient data engineers and data analysts, and then embrace an open approach. I don't want to go back to the old Oracle days or mainframe days where we work in a closed environment, something of that sort. Everything what you do should be transparent, should be visible to the community in order to make these things happen. That's the reason we try to do these things. Okay. Now, see, customers want more value from their data. So when customers want more value from their data, obviously what happens is data volumes are growing at unprecedented rate, with a significant increase in the amount of data generated and stored globally. Right? As I have told you, right? In the previous slide, when you have seen so much amount of data is being generated, that's the reason data volumes are growing at unprecedented rate, with a significant amount of data being generated globally. And the second thing is that because why this data is being generated, it is being generated by your IoT devices and digital technologies. And data is no longer limited to traditional databases like Oracle and all, but it is generating from social media, sensors, and online platforms also as well. And you can see like when you are using your mobile here, you are using your 5G, right? Cloud services are further enabling the collecting and processing of your diverse data. So that's the reason what happens is data comes from various formats, including structured, semi-structured, and unstructured data also as well. That's the reason when all this data is coming from these multiple platforms, customers want to see the real worth of the data, real worth of the data. And data is being accessed and utilized by multitude of users within the organization, including all these people, data analysts, data scientists, business users, and decision makers also as well, right? And each group has a different requirements, data access controls, and tailored data solutions. Like, see, sources of generating the data is different. Data types are also different. Data types are also different. And the third thing, what is different is sources are different, data types are different, users are different. So that's the reason we have a lot of challenges in order to make the data consistent to reach a large set of people here, basically. Okay, that's the reason what we do here is different applications require different data processing and storage solutions to extract meaningful insights and value from the data. Okay, that's the reason finding the value in the data is a journey. Why it is a journey? Because we need to explore the data basically. The next thing is that we need to integrate the data when it is coming from the different places. And along with, you need to do this analysis and insights, reports and analysis and discoveries that we need to make. And along with, we need to have this continuous improvement in order to finding the value of data is an ongoing journey. Like when you take Corona, so many people have suffered. So many people have suffered. And yesterday you have been seeing those people who are the victims of Corona has been suffering with severe heart attacks. Why that is happening, on what basis that is happening, that is something that we need to really understand. That's why we need to continuously do all the lot of iterations in order to understand the hidden treasures of the data. That's the reason what we need to do, that finding the value of the data is basically treated as a journey in this case. Okay, earlier those things are being done with the help of your databases, with the help of your big data, something of that sort, with the help of some ETLs that were being done like Informatica, data stage, all those particular things people were using. So that's why often that journey was undertaken with the silos of tools and data, multiple tools, multiple users, multiple technologies, like that people started using this one. That's the reason what we can say is that that's the reason what we can say is siloed tools. In many organizations, different departments try to have their own isolated data tools, creating data silos. Then they will not integrate well with each other, basically. Okay. And the second thing what you can say here is data is also siloed. If we have some master data in the HR department, like example, when you try to run a payroll, employee information is required for HR, along with employee information is also required for uh, finance also as well. Okay, if they start maintaining their own data sets, updating those data sets, if an employee gets promoted, if an employee leaves the company, so that is a very tedious job, basically. Okay, when the data is in silos. That's the reason in the legacy data warehouses, what you're having is you're having a complex setup. You're having a complex setup. They don't scale with, take months to add new resources. Queries take too long to respond. Cost is going to be some millions of dollars upfront you need to put for these legacy data warehouses and RDBMS tools, basically. Okay. Now, I have told you, right? Performance limitations are going to be there. Along with, you have something like scalability challenges are going to be there. And along with, it's going to be of high costs, basically, both in terms of hardware and software licenses also as well. That's why what happens is I'm not really interested in using the old die-hard technologies for the purpose of trying to take out these journey. That's the reason what I need to do is that I just want to make sure, I just want to put an end to these legacy data warehouses and the relational database platforms to make sure that I get into the new journey, basically. I get into the new journey. That's the reason challenging to move data across silos, forced to keep multiple copies of data, as I have told you, between HR and finance, I have told you, complex data transformations and governance. I told you, right? When I try to make some updates to the data has to be updated multiple times across all the lines of business. Users struggle to find the data they need. Okay, and then it is going to be very expensive. That's why the old past architectures and the scenarios what you have seen has these many types of drawbacks or the pain areas. That's the reason what we want to do, that we want to get into the future. When we want to get into the future, what we need to do is that we need to do a data journey into any of these particular things like data engineering, analytics, machine learning, and using any of these things. So here, the focus is on Snowflake with data engineering and data analytics. That's what we are going to do here. So how this new platform is going to have here? The new platform is going to have something like diversification of analytics. Analytics is very much important. And the data is being generated from multiple sources, And then the cloud is also rising, right? So you have seen a lot of clouds in the market saying something like you have AWS, Azure, Google, Alibaba, like that. There are so many things. New technologies change the way how we use that particular data. And accordingly, what is happening is that we want to have these spot decisions we need to make, as well as we need to reduce the cost of scaling the data management analysis. Like if thousands of users would like to understand and report the data and analyze the data, we really don't want to spend subscriptions for thousands of users into your table reporting tool and then give them for reporting and analytics. We need to have some smart ways of reducing the cost of reporting and analysis. And one more thing is that at the same time, we want to give the customer a great experience with respect to the data. Okay, this is the biggest challenge what we have. We need to make better and better decisions. We reduce the cost of scaling data management analysis and create a great customer experience with respect to the data. These are the things that we really want to do. As a result, what we are doing is that we are trying to get into this cloud data platform. We are trying to get into this cloud data platform. So initially, they used to have these on-premise enterprise data warehouses. Then they have used something called as the big data they have used. Then the same on-premise data warehouse has been implemented within the cloud. Then the time has come where they started using this particular Snowflake. So when they use this particular cloud data platform, what happens is all the data, all the users, which is going to be a SQL database, and you're going to have all these particular fast answers in a very quick response time. This is the thing that you're going to get with respect to this Snowflake, basically. So that's the reason we are transforming and transitioning ourselves to a cloud data platform. Okay, so when you're trying to do this cloud data platform, I'll take 2 minutes of time to introduce you what exactly is happening in the back end and what exactly is happening in the front end. I'll tell you, because when you are introduced to the data warehousing architecture in early 2000s and 2015, something of that sort, this was the case. These are all your sources, what you have. These are all your sources, what you have. 1 minute. These are all your sources, what you have, and these are all your customers. In between, you have to do a lot of gymnastics. We need to integrate the data, we need to transform the data, we need to aggregate the data, and then we need to do these analytics in different forms. And then we need to do all these different types of reporting and analysis, like operational reporting, real-time analytics, and ad hoc analysis. Like that, there is so much amount of confusion, chaos, technologies splits, data splits, so many technologies that you need to learn. You need to have a great learning curve, especially when you see in the past 5 to 6 years ago, when there is a big data engineer that is there, he need to learn a lot of tools, Pig, Hive, HBase, Cassandra, MongoDB, okay, like that. He need to learn a lot of tools in order to play this particular game. This was in the traditional data architecture where the complexity and the cost is going to be there with this multiple copies of the data like this. Now, guys, I want you to focus here. You can send the messages at a later point of time, okay? So here, Snowflake is going to be your futuristic visionary. So you see the difference here? Here, the entire thing what you are having here is being replaced with only one thing, that is nothing but your Snowflake. Snowflake. So Kamalakar, you can see here, right? When you have the sources, when you have the consumers that are generally existing, with a unified platform, with a unified interface, you can have the option of doing your data warehousing part, the data lake part, the data engineering, and all your reports and analysis in a very simplified manner. And this is spread across all the clouds. That's why it is treated as a cloud data platform, trying to simplify the way the data is being extracted, the way the data is being converted, way the data is being stored, as well as the way the data is being consumed by these consumers. That's why this Snowflake is really getting popular. If you have understood, many of the companies, many of the organizations is having Snowflake is having a secret sauce, because when you have your data warehouses and business intelligence systems that is already there in your environment, people are really asking for, why can't we go for this Snowflake? So lot of hundreds of companies has really started using this Snowflake as the POCs, and then we have been seeing a lot of traction with respect to the job market, both in India and US and across the world, basically. Okay, this is what is Snowflake. That's why I told you the value of a cloud data platform is going to be one platform, multiple copies of data is not there, only one copy of the data that exists. There is no silo business, as well as you are having an unlimited performance and scale. And then it is secured. And one more thing is that it is near zero maintenance. Like this Snowflake is a software as a service, in the sense like the way you use your Gmail. When you use your Gmail, what will you do as a user? You go and then compose your email, and then set the priority as high, low, or medium, and then send it. That's it. You really don't know what is going behind the scenes. Similarly, this Snowflake is a software as a service platform that really does not encounter the complexities of how these layers are being maintained. Nothing. It is a simple software as a service cloud data warehouse that makes your life very, very easy. Because back in the past, I was telling you, it is magical, it is super smart, it is super smart, super fast, having tons and tons of data that is being stored in those particular places. That's the reason we need to make sure that we need to start using these particular things. Guys, a request from Visualpath. Who have been contacted from Visualpath, please provide your mail IDs and phone numbers to Visualpath. Who have been coming from Harsha trainings, please provide your phone numbers and contact numbers to Harsha trainings. And I know there are people who have come from my reference also as well. I know those references. So there is no need for you to give me the references, just keeping ahead. So when any one of the training centers is asking, they have been asking from their references, not everybody. Kindly make a note of that one. Okay. So one platform, one copy of the data, along with multiple workloads that exist. It is a data warehouse. You have this data lake, along with you have this particular data engineering that exists. Along with you have these data applications that will be there. We'll be using this data science and data exchanges that we can use within this Snowflake data warehouse environment. That's the reason what we can say is that Snowflake, it is the thing that you're going to have here, but all the ETL, ELT applications that I've been using, all the analytical things that we use, the data science, along with the governance, security, and everything is going to be done from a single common platform. Everything is going to be done from a single common platform. That's the reason we need to use this one here. Is the reason that we need to use sales, data science, finance, DBS, everybody. It's going to be a 360-degree overview of all the data that is present within your Snowflake. So at this particular point, if anybody is really asking you what exactly is Snowflake, you need to say something like, it is a data warehouse, because the information within the data warehouse can be used for reporting and analysis only. And it is cloud-based. It can handle tons and tons of data. It is super smart, along with it is super fast, along with it is a magical data warehouse. Okay. And one more thing is that there is no need for you to use multiple tools. There is no need for you to use multiple learning, multiple technologies, multiple places where you need to store the data. Nothing. Single copy, single SQL, single cloud, everything is going to be stored, and then everything is going to be spread across. That's why this is Snowflake has becoming really, really popular across the entire business intelligence portfolios. That's the reason. So they started in 2014, where they started moving the data to the clouds. On-premise data has been moved to the cloud. This is one thing. And second thing, what they have done is that they started connecting the data across all the regions in the sense, no matter whether your data is there in US, India, America, and all the other places, your data is being brought and then it is being used by people across the globe. That's the reason it is being used by connected data. And when you see in this 2022, what is being done here, security is being added, data science and ML has been added, applications are being added, and then Snowpipe for streaming data is also being added into this particular place. Kamlakar, don't you see that there is a tremendous growth in Snowflake starting from 2014, where only your data is being transferred to the cloud from the place where all your data is being globalized into a centralized storage till it is being connected to all the applications across the world, making Snowflake a unique platform like what you are seeing here, basically. Kamalakar, is this right or
Yes.
not?
Yes, Ravi.
That's why Snowflake is popular. And guys, you know who is Kamalakar? Kamalakar is a Bengalorean guy who with me with the 30 years of friendship what we have, and he is already a data engineer in one of the technologies, and then he would like to appreciate the benefits of Snowflake that is being used across the industry. That's the reason he has taken time to attend this particular demo. Thank you, Kamlakar, for doing that one. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Ravi, for the
Yeah,
overview of Snowflake. Yeah.
Snowflake is magical. The way it is magical is I'm not trying to boost myself, but from the last 2 months, this is my sixth batch. Sixth batch. So when you want to understand the benefits of Snowflake, as I have told you, right, it analyzes all the data except unstructured data. I'm not elevating this one, except unstructured data. It can handle both structured and semi-structured data, but with respect to unstructured data, there are different workabouts. So we'll be talking about that one. Pay as you go model. There is no need in cloud computing. We'll be talking tomorrow or day after. In cloud computing, you have capital expenditure and operational expenditure. Capital expenditure means you need to pay the entire amount at once, but here you pay only as you use. It is like a electricity meter billing. You consume and then you pay. That's how this is going to happen. Okay, analytics is going to be there and data strategy is going to be there. You can secure the data as well as the data sharing happens to be easy, and then it is going to have a great maintenance and management across all the things. So these are all the 8 benefits of Snowflake that you can really encounter about basically in this case. And then this is our journey that started. We started with on-premise database. We started with the first generation data lake, which is your big data. Then we went into the public cloud like AWS, Azure, Rackspace, and all those things. Then we came into the data lake house, which we have been calling, and finally we have been there at this Snowflake single engine, globally connected, self-managing, programmable, and marketplace and monetization. These are all the things that you can see in this particular Snowflake at this point of time. Okay, and then when you, it is a one platform, I have told you, right? The optimization and everything happens within this course here. Okay, so before I give 10 minutes to you, I just want to tell you, what are all the things that are going to happen here in this case. See, in 2020 it started like this, but when you come to this 2023, this much is the exponential growth of Snowflake customers across the globe. This is not my place. This is your Snowflake Inc. July 31st, 2023. That's how Snowflake is really getting popular. And we have seen a lot of traction with respect to the way the companies are really focusing on this particular Snowflake. Snowflake. Okay. And here, No, these are all the different roles that we can see here in this course here, basically. See here. You can go as a data engineer, you can go as a data analyst, you can go as a data scientist and a data architect. But AI and ML is something that we are not doing here. But these are all the profiles that we are going to focus within this 40-day program. Okay, you might be asking me what are the skills that are really required for this course. I'll tell you, you need to be good at SQL, but I'll make you to understand how that particular SQL is going to be important. We'll be discussing all these things, the data warehousing concepts, the cloud concepts, the ETL, along with the data modeling and the Snowflake architecture. These are all the things that we are going to discuss in the next 40 to 45 days of course, basically. These are all the skills that are really required in order to make this one. Okay. So Snowflake job demand in India, US, and Europe, you have been seeing here, right? Cloud adoption is being really increased. Data sharing and collaboration is being done. And Snowflake is really integrated with artificial intelligence and machine learning also as well. Advanced analytics is happening. And then in Snowflake, we are building the industry-specific customized solutions for healthcare, finance, and retail. That's the reason people are more opting for Snowflake nowadays, basically. There is a lot of traction that has been there from the last couple of months with respect to the Snowflake, both in India and US also as well. Okay, this is how this course is going to be done. And how to get started with Snowflake, I'll tell you here. These are all things that we want. Education foundations, that is something that you do here. We need to learn the SQL. Along with SQL, I will be making you to gain this data warehousing knowledge also as well. Along with, we need to learn this particular Snowflake, and hands-on expertise is very much required for that particular Snowflake. And then certifications is important, where we have this stay updated with all the latest and greatest happenings, trying to do this particular networking. I maintain a great networking with all my students across the globe. Okay, we have a WhatsApp group and blog that are being created in order to manage this professional network also as well, in order to make this happen. Specialize the things basically in Snowflake, such as data modeling, ETL. These are all the things. And finally, I encourage everybody to do this particular certifications. And many of the students already started getting ready for certification also as well, basically job search. So except this particular job steps, these are all the things that I'll be working with you in order to make you comfortable with respect to the Snowflake space. Basically, continuous learning is obviously important. Okay, soft skills. Anyway, these are all the common things that we generally go. And so without, see, why should we learn Snowflake? I'll tell you, it is relatively new and fresh in the cloud data warehousing space. It is purposefully built only for the cloud platform. We have AWS, Azure, and GCP. The next is that unique features, isolated worklocation like train travel feature. These are the new features that has been got in Snowflake, basically. None of these features are there for any of the business intelligence or the analytical systems, basically. That's the reason we'll be doing all this particular pay-per-second billing model. These features will be learning in this course here. And course content, I was telling you, this course content has been really curated in such a way that we'll start from the very basic fundamentals. We'll start from the very basic fundamentals, go through each and every content in depth, go to each and every content in depth. I'll be sharing you the course content also as well, or else it has already been shared, I don't know. So these are all the things that we are going to discuss along with Snowflake account, managing security in Snowflake, performance tuning, all the things that we'll be discussing, along with the ecosystems also as well, the data lake setup, the challenges, real world performance tuning, and exclusive into S3 bucket and EC nodes. But these are all the expectations that you are expected to have the moment once you start working on this particular Snowflake, basically. That's how this is going to happen. So don't force yourself to somewhere where you don't fit. But if you are really passionate enough to learn this particular technology, I'm here for you. Or else both Harsha Training, who are my training partners, and Visualpath are there for you to help you out, embrace this journey of the Snowflake in order to make you comfortable with respect to this particular space, basically. Okay. So I have another 10 minutes of time, maybe 7 minutes of time. In case if you have any questions, please let me know. But as I have told you, we will be meeting for the first 5 days from Monday to Friday. That is in US time, and in India time it is from Tuesday to Saturday that we are going to meet, where we'll be covering all the fundamentals of cloud computing along with along with the data warehousing concepts in order to make you comfortable before we start the journey into Snowflake. Before we start the journey into Snowflake. Okay, so that's the reason we are not done yet with respect to these demos or webinars. That will continue for the next 4 to 5 days, where you have ample time to make up your decision and then start traveling with me with respect to Snowflake. Okay, so I'll leave the next 4 5 minutes to you to ask any questions, and then I will take it from there. Any questions from anybody? You'll be seeing in the next 5 days all the theory that is being asked. Who is that, Ravi Kumar? Ravi Kumar, can you please unmute yourself and then talk?
Hi, Ravi.
Hi.
Yeah, so my name is Jagdishwar. So I'm having more than 12 plus years of experience in IT industry. So I am working as uh, Java technologies as of now. So I'm trying to move to cloud, Snowflake actually. So I heard about my colleagues and also after that, so I'm trying to join the demos and all. So how it's very helpful for me. So for snowflakes, it's really or how?
It's going to be helpful for you, sir. It's going to be helpful for you. Like,
Okay. Mm.
what was your technology that you were working in the past?
So completely it's a Java. Uh, so Spring Boot microservices and a
Yeah.
little bit
So
SQL.
the thing is, I told you right, for the first 10 days, we'll be focusing much on the warehousing, cloud computing concepts, okay, along with the SQL and the essentials that are really required to make you comfortable to start your journey in Snowflake. Okay, so that's why we have seen people coming from different QA backgrounds also as well, and from the programming backgrounds, getting their skills are sharpened in order to come into Snowflake. Yeah, so it's not a new thing that is really going on, but yeah, that will be advantageous to you and beneficial to you also as well once you get into this one also as well. Okay.
Okay, okay. And apart from that, so until 5 days, we are in demo session.
No, no, no. We'll be continuing this one. We'll be continuing this one to make you comfortable. It's not the same thing that we are going to repeat. We'll be talking about the cloud concepts. We'll be talking about the Snowflake concepts. We'll be talking about the data warehousing concepts, and then how the cloud concepts are going to be mixed with the Snowflake. and the data warehousing concepts in order to make you a solid, comfortable stage before we go into this one. So it's not going to be the same repetition of the demo that we are going to have. We're going to continue the sessions, but what I'm saying is, once you continue these particular sessions for the next 4 days, till you get comfortable that this is the platform that you want to choose, that's the reason I'm telling you. I hope I understand what you're meaning, right? Hope you
Yes,
understand
yes.
what I mean. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Ravi.
Yeah. No problem, sir. Such your yes, sir. There is a fast track that is available for this course, Suman. Sajja, I hope you are following, right? Kamlakar, Kiran.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I'm-
Jagdishwar.
Hello.
Yeah, hi.
Hey. So sorry, what is your question?
I hope you are following, right? Are any questions you are having?
Actually, I missed at the beginning. I'll go and again re-listen that video. So that's okay. Yeah. I have a question actually. So you said at one point you said that still the Informatica and the traditional ETL tool are still used. So are not in the like a data warehousing is onto the cloud, but there are no cloud-based ETL tool. Still, we're using the same data storage, Informatica, all of that, or there are some tools in the modern data warehousing.
No. It says you are not using any tool, sir. You'll be using the simple SQL database objects that you'll be using in order to perform all these ETL activities. As such, there won't be any specific ETL tool in order to make these things, basically. I hope you understand, right?
Oh, okay. So is it even getting data in and getting data out? We are
Yeah,
not
everything is
using
going to be
any.
done with the help of your SQL-based objects only. Yes.
How about the something like a Spark, I think, right?
You can use PySpark or Python as the integrators in order to connect to Snowflake as a database and then start doing your transactions on that one, basically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And also one more question is, like you mentioned, I think, so are you comparing, for example, there are many data warehousing product into the different cloud provider, like Redshift into the AWS and like other tools also. So sometimes people new to the data warehousing or the data science, we have a confusion of looking so many things. For example, the data lake, data breaks, and like streaming, all of that. So are you going to cover all of this concept and the product at some point?
The one thing that I'll tell you here is Snowflake, as I have told you, is a software as a service platform.
Okay.
Okay. So the Redshift spectrum and the other data lakes and the data warehouses, what you have talked about, comes under the category of infrastructure as a service and platform as a service.
Oh, okay.
There are a lot of layers that you need to go programmatically work with the settings at different layers in order to make an analytical product out there. Okay. But here, with the help of the single unified interface itself, you can have the option of creating this particular product and then making the lives of the data engineers easier. Okay. So that's the reason there won't be a jack of tools that you need to learn in order to master this particular Snowflake. It's going to be a fair, straightforward journey that we'll be making in Snowflake, sir.
Okay, interesting. So one last question is just a curiosity. In the percentage, for example, do you have any idea how much percent people use this technology comparing to the other infrastructure is a like a code kind of tool?
I really don't just want to blindly comment on the percentage or the share of the companies that have been using, but the companies who have already implementing the cloud-based data warehouses in Azure and Azure Data Factory and Amazon Data Lake has already got this Snowflake as a complementary product in order to supplementing their analytical loads also as well. There are a lot of companies basically. Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Okay. So I think I need to jump into another boot camp. There is another AWS boot camp that is starting up. So
you are doing the same also?
Sorry?
You are running the other bootcamp as well, the AWS?
Another bootcamp, AWS bootcamp is being started.
Okay. I'm planning to join that as well. Okay.
Yeah, join and then we'll take it from there. Okay.
Yep.
See you all there. Thank you guys.
Good.
And we'll see you tomorrow.
Yep.
Yes,
Thank
course
you.
includes all certification, no job guarantee program, Ravi Kumar. Sorry for that one. But apart from that one, everything is going to be planned for you. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I don't do any job guarantees basically here. Bye. Saj Garu, thank you and for joining. Kamalakar, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Ravi.